I've taken a look at all the Facebook activity of all of our federal politicians, and we're talking more than 60,000 posts between July last year and January. Craig Kelly is the most prolific Facebook poster in Parliament. He's tapped out 1,300 posts in that 7-month period, followed by George Christensen, and Labor's deputy leader doesn't mind a bit of a post himself. But Craig Kelly's posts have two really common themes about them. First, 42% of them, 550 or so of the posts in that time, have been about unproven COVID treatments like hydroxychloroquine, like ivermectin. That doesn't include posts about vaccines, which have been becoming more frequent in recent months as well. Another quarter of his posts, another 340 or so, they're about climate, the changing climate, weather and energy. He's directly posted about his own electorate of Hughes just a handful of times in that 7-month period, twice to advocate for his constituents to be able to access drugs like hydroxychloroquine, once on the anniversary of a very serious bushfire in his electorate, and plus this photo of a waterfall in his seat got around 1,300 interactions. The PM says don't get your health advice from Facebook, but that's exactly where health departments and governments are. For example, the Victorian government spent nearly $40,000 in the past 3 months trying to get health messages out there. It's a bit hard to measure exactly how many people are looking at Craig Kelly's posts, but what we can measure is the size of the conversations on them. And again, there Craig Kelly is at the top of the list. About 12% of all interactions on all federal politician Facebook pages are on Craig Kelly's page. That's likes, comments and shares. This red line is the total number of interactions on all of his posts each week going back to July. This yellow line here, that's the average number of interactions for the average parliamentarian. In fact, Craig Kelly is generating more conversation on his page even than the Prime Minister on average, and for that matter, the Federal Health Department. It's not a bad effort for a backbencher whose only role in Parliament is as the chair of one parliamentary committee. There's one other thing I want to show you, David, and that's about the times of day that Craig Kelly is posting. This shows you the hours of the day of all of the Facebook posts in the last 7 months from everyone except Craig Kelly. 95% of them, the vast majority, between 7 a.m. and 9 p.m. This is the time distribution of Craig Kelly's posts. He's much more likely to be posting in the middle of the night. I don't know, David, if he's just a night owl. Perhaps he's posting with an audience in another time zone in mind as well. If that's the case, well, there's not a whole lot of votes to be gained for him in Hughes from doing that.
No, and Casey, just quickly, has much changed since his so-called dressing down from the Prime Minister?
Yeah, David, he's slowed down. He paused posting for a bit, and then there have been a handful since then, not at the frequency you would normally see. No posts about the vaccine as yet in the last few days since that meeting that the PM's office described as a dressing down. That, of course, vaccines was the topic of the statement that Craig Kelly then put out. But he is still posting about hydroxychloroquine. He is still posting about climate change. Those are topics that Craig Kelly does not accept. His posts are misinformation.